Stress is when a person shows, by difficulties in personal relationships and worrisome bodily responses, that he or she is having a struggle and cannot cope with felt or perceived difficulties. Many children face not just one type of stress, but clusters of stress factors like separation, illness, divorce, and developmental challenges. And some face even worse stressors such as poverty, abuse, and abandonment. Caring for children who are experiencing stress can be challenging, as well as conjure up anxieties and fears. Where do we find support?
Whenever you have a meeting with your coworkers or people in other rooms who are in the same situation that you are, or with your administration or a supervisor, to bring that up. I think it's something, if you're really feeling that, and I have really felt that, and if you feel you can't get out of that, it's time to talk to a peer or a coworker, someone in your room or someone who's working with a similar age group in another room. Talk to them about what's going on and how you're feeling and what they do. Get ideas from other people about how to handle the stress of the real stress that there is, especially in a room with young children.
What if we were to consider looking at stress through a different lens, finding strength and empowerment as opposed to fear or worry?
It's a compliment. If the child falls apart when his parent leaves and he falls apart on the floor right by you, you can feel that you have received a great compliment. This child is saying, you're the person that I can fall apart in front of and I'll still be safe. There isn't a greater compliment that a child can give you than, I trust you to keep me safe even when I'm not lovable, and you will still love me. That's a compliment to a caregiver.
We know that stress in a child's life may bring behavioral changes and challenges. Stress can show up physically, mentally, behaviorally, and socially.
All behavior of all creatures on the earth is a communication. It means something. Whatever that baby does, whatever that 2-year-old does, it means something. It's a communication, that behavior. Even the negative behaviors are a communication. And sometimes it's valuable to ask ourselves, why did that happen? And frequently, especially with little babies, the answer is, he did it for no reason. He walked right past her and pulled her hair. There was no reason at all that he did that. The other baby didn't do anything to him. Well, there's no reason that you could see. You couldn't see the reason, right? Is it a grown-up reason? No way. It's not a grown-up reason. Was it a thinking reason? Maybe not. Could be something from inside the child. It probably was something from inside the child, or something that the child saw that you didn't see. And it's okay, that's all right, but you can't say to yourself, he does that for no reason.
So how do we identify stress in children? Here are some things to look for. Do symptoms and behaviors last a long time and occur often? Do symptoms and behaviors show in many settings or just one area with one person? Do symptoms and behaviors cause a child not to function, be distressed, or both? Does the child have positive attachments with at least one adult? Do you see the child responding to other children and emotions? In the book, Finding Your Child's Strengths, Jennifer Fox explores how developing children's strengths produce the resilience needed to handle setbacks, stress, and challenges.
Parents need to hear some of the other things their child did. Tell them, he played in the sandbox and then he ran around the yard and he was so funny. Or your child built a tower and knocked it over 10 times. You wouldn't believe how persistent he was with those blocks. Or there's always something that the child did that you can talk about.
We like to delegate kind of what we do. Like if I'm doing the true and false quiz, I'll say, hey Lorraine, here's a pen, go ahead. And he'll be like, okay. So he does the true and false quiz on the spot, and that gives them some kind of authority and just an opportunity to feel really important that they're involved. So yeah, we really try to encourage that. We try to let them know that they can always talk to us, and we try to help them. And sometimes there'll be a math question. Someone will come up to me and ask me, hey, how do I do this? But I know that there are 6th graders who know how to do that. So I'm like, actually go to Lorray. He'll be able to help you. Or how about you go to Santa Lee? She knows this stuff really well. And so all of a sudden you've got me kind of referencing the 5th or 6th grader, and so that makes the 5th and 6th grader feel good. And then I'm allowing the younger one to kind of interact with the older ones, and so it kind of builds some kind of, dare I say, mentorship type of friendship where they don't feel uncomfortable around the older kids.
Focusing on children's strengths as well as our own relates to what we know from research on resiliency. Early success in school related to the effective care, positive home-school connections, and effective classroom practices appears to be a key segue to resilience.
Children are tuned in to our intentions. So if you really do say to yourself, I want to have a relationship with this child, I'm just going to at least nod and smile at him. I'm going to go by and touch him and say hi, and that's it, if that's the most you can do. It's the beginning.
So, what do you learn in your moments of stress? What will the children take away from it? How can you bring optimism to stress? It's wonderful when our true strengths find a way of shining through the stress. Visit Better Kid Care, www.betterkidcare.psu.edu. We care because you care.